Oh.
Microphone activated.
And yes, I'm really happy to welcome him to our stream today. But I want to say one thing, right? If you invite Germans, you don't talk about the war. If you invite Flambers, don't talk about the torpedo at the A cap. It's just one of those things you don't want to mention.
Good evening to you too.
Let's not talk about that episode. I think that's probably still some pain.
Are you with us?
Yes.
Hello, welcome. You are a bit quiet in my head, but maybe somebody can... Well, I think there was going to be some background tweaking going on. How are you doing?
I'm doing... I'm recovering from today's start of the stream. I had a very rough start of the stream today a bit.
So we'll try to improve that.
We'll see how it goes. I'm going to chuck you an invite. Are you on my friends list yet? Yes, you are. Of course you are. Here we go.
It's an honor.
We're going to do a round in the Z39. You have yours already, right?
Yes.
You want to join us? Or
yeah,
you want to take
sure.
something to balance it a bit more?
I mean, it's a failed division, so let's go full failed division.
Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. Commit.
Have you actually played Z39?
We did 2 games on the German stream. Not too bad actually so far. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It wasn't really the ideal game for us.
All right. I'm not.
What did you?
I'm not really impressed with it. I mean, Z23 is not really my thing. I mean, it's an okay destroyer. It's just that those 150 mils that you are basically forced to have if you want to have an additional gun, and then you can't use the BFT, the AFT, and all that stuff. It's kind of... It's a weird... Right, yeah, it's different. It's a weird destroyer. But this thing just seems like a nerf to Z23. I mean, it's 1 km shorter torpedoes. They are 100 meters lower detection, but that's not a big deal. They are actually 1 knot slower. You have the same guns, but you have 1 gun less. The rear gun angle is kind of bad. The AA is slightly better, but I haven't really tried going full AA build yet, so I'm not sure if it's worth or not, but that seems to be the only thing that's better. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I personally haven't played the German destroyer line much yet, so I don't have as much to compare. It seemed alright for the first game, but we'll have to see.
What are we doing? Are we going full on B, or do you want me to split off to go to C?
The good thing is, C, yeah. The good thing is, I mean, it's still very early in testing, so.
Yes, I have mentioned that it's basically one of the super early versions of it. It's probably going to change a lot, but yeah. I mean, the thing that I dislike about destroyers such as this one is if it's... Well, I mean, okay, its torpedoes are useful. You know, it's kind of hard to get used to the 8.5. I constantly could keep torping people at 9.5, and then torpedoes run out, and I'm like, yes, 8.5. 1 knot lower, big deal. 100 meters, big deal. That's not a big deal. It's just that it's only 4 guns, and out of those 4 guns, it's basically only 3 useful guns. Because if you take a look at the angles, the front 2 are okay. The turret reverse is not the best, but it can do. The rear gun, the 3rd gun, the angle is not bad. It's an okay angle. But the 4th one, it's like Eagle. You need to almost broadside to be able to use it. And the reload is not that great.
Yeah, but that's the good thing, that we handle these ships so early on, so we can collect all of that feedback and then throw it at the developers and say, look at this.
Yeah. So,
look at this beep.
I'm actually, you know, I'm watching both Twitter chats as well, so I want to say hi to Flambas chat. And I see Yezot saying, remember, they're representing WarGaming. They can't really say this DD sucks. Absolutely, we can say this DD sucks. If it sucks, we're going to say it sucks, and then we're going to go and we're going to fix it, because that's the whole point of this testing process that we go through, is that we can go and say, hey, this is bad. Let's, you know, like, make it not bad.
Yeah, that's the entire reason why we do the pre-testing and handing it out to contributors. By the way, I'm putting on Hydra.
I've got Hydra.
There is a Kagero in this cap, by the way. Yep, spotted me.
Okay. This is the entire reason why we're running these tests, you know, that we can get these information early on, and we know what are the problems with the ships, and then what can we do where we think that it would help the ship.
Unfortunately, I've taken a lot of damage already, and I am detected.
Radar, so it must be the Moynier.
God. Okay, well,
that makes sense with the...
I'm gonna be dead. very
no.
shortly.
Believe.
No.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I'm
the
dead.
New Orleans, I think. He's radaring me as well.
Oh god.
Ah, okay.
Oh, there's a Des Moines. We're in tier 10.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
crap! I missed that.
Like I said, I'm just waiting. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, it's very good positioning here from the enemy team, putting these raiders to good work.
Yeah, they're covering both caps super easy.
Yeah.
If it was just New Orleans, oh, that was a shorter than usual radar. Oh, by the way, I just played in Z23 before I joined to you guys, the Warriors path, and I took the DD to A to check the new islands. Slight imbalance, I gotta say, from the one that's further north and the one that's further south. The one on the south seems like if you put cruisers far enough, they're gonna have no problems lobbing the islands into the DD that might be using it to, you know, cap. However, the other one is pretty tall. So
Okay, that's good to know. We'll pass it along. And everybody who's watching us on Flambe stream, always remember, share your feedback with us. Put it on the forum so we can forward it to our developers.
Yeah, and I am sorry for play-doing that one. Yeah, it's tricky with a destroyer taking early caps. It's risky. You will die sometimes. Crysantos is lucky that he got out with 8k health. How are you?
Yeah,
over
I
there?
was able to retreat there.
Ah, see, we're not Unicum enough. Flambus is still full HP.
Well,
I
there's
I
been
clearly
a-
blame you.
there's been an island here in this cap, unlike the cap that you guys took, so I used that. I'm just waiting on the next Hydro to go off the cooldown so I can deal with this Kagero efficiently.
I think the Richelieu's dodged your torpedoes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Although the one problem that I have with this ship is like, oh, I have a Hydro, I can just go in and force people out. Yeah, but you don't really have the necessary gun power. That's the problem. It's like
Makes you overconfident a little bit.
yeah, it's like, yeah, the Hydro is okay, but one more thing though, the Hydro is 4.44. If you try to shoot with this DD from the smoke, like you use the smoke Hydro tactic, detection is 3.3. Now that is massive for a DD. DDs never go above 2.9. This thing, because of the gun caliber, I presume, is
Yes.
3.3. So you have 1.1 km of actually trying to shoot something while being smoke hydroed, and you don't have the reload or the firepower to kill them remotely fast.
That's one very dead Richelieu.
Yeah, just in time.
Just before, but just before he hit that critical 3.3 kilometer mark.
Oh no. Okay, let's run. Hope the OV is not ready to shoot me. What's the secondaries?
Yeah, only front turrets can be.
Get it. Oh, he
firing
actually,
right
wow,
now.
Bismarck actually took the torpedo. He was spotted. The torpedo was spotted by me initially. And the torpedoes on the OV, I don't think they're going to work.
Torpedo
No.
angles are not the best
Well, but
ones.
only he just point away from the torpedoes and outrun them. Almost.
Oh yeah, especially on this range.
Come on, come on, come on.
At least we get the revenge on the French. But I'm alone here with the crew first, so that's gonna be
And now this guy comes out, he's
a
gonna
little
spot me.
bit demanding.
3.4.
Have you played a lot
3.3.
of the French BBs yet, Flamas?
Well, I had the Bretagne, the Normandy, and the Lyon from the missions. Bretagne seems pretty strong. Oh, I might be dead here. Well, I'm definitely dead here. That's a Hydro.
No, don't leave us. We need you
Yeah,
to carry.
that's Z23's Hydro.
We can watch it happen.
Yeah, witness me. I got a torp
yeah.
and a flood on Richelieu. The Bretagne seems strong with guns, but of course, you know, you can't tank anything. Normandy I haven't really played, besides when it was in testing. But it seemed like an okay ship, you know, precision not the great, caliber not the great, but you have a lot of guns for it. There we go. Lyon is a monster though. It's like 16 guns, even with a crappy accuracy, you still hit something at least. So it's never gonna get worse than other battleships just because it has such a tremendous amount of firepower. However, if the RNG is not crap and you do manage to actually, you know, get a good RNG, you can just, you can really inflict a lot of pain on the enemy fleet.
Yeah, I feel like Lyon was all about getting close.
Yeah. However, don't broadside. It's,
it's a bit squishy. I remember when we were testing, I had one game where I fired 3 volleys. Well, I pushed in really close, and they were sailing broadside. But I had 3 volleys, and it was instant deleted 3 cruisers.
Yeah. The first game I ever played in Lyon, like the very first game, when we got the test ships, was in my Normandy, and I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, okay. Let's see the Lyon. I take a Lyon, the first game, over 200,000 damage and 7 kills.
Wow.
And that was the top tier. And then the very next game that I decided to play, I was the bottom tier. And it was like 100-something thousand damage and a couple of kills. And I made Iowa's and Missouri's run away from me. And I was chasing them in a Lyon and dinging the shells that they were shooting at me. Which was a clear indication, especially when I tried the Richelieu afterwards. The French BBs are not that bad, especially the high tiers, of just dinging a lot of AP. However, if you shoot HE on them, they melt like butter. Lower tiers can't even take the high caliber AP, but, you know, if you're bottom tier, I guess that's fine. But, you know, the tier 8, like Richelieu, is one of the best features about the entire branch. I mean, Lyon is awesome, it's fun, it's powerful, but the Richelieu is something that's seriously unique about the whole French battleship branch. It's got 8 guns, which is fine, but they're all in the front, and it can tank AP all night long. It is amazing. There's counters to it, of course, but...
Yep. I see a question from Yezod in your chat about the minimap issue. We are aware of it. It's unfortunate, but it's scheduled for fixing it with very latest with the next update, 0.7.3. Maybe we'll be able to squeeze it into like a small update before, but it's not entirely sure yet.
Yeah, speaking of which, what about the H button?
Yes, it's on the list of known issues. You know, it's always the way when you release a new update, some things break, and some things you can fix before the live version release. And some things get noticed in public test, they get reported, but then they have to be delayed for fixing until you know, we have time, until we have the resources to do it. So yeah, it's on the list. The minimap issue is that basically when you increase the size of the minimap, the size of the ship names doesn't really get bigger, so it's hard to read for lower resolution screens.
By the way, have you had a feeling that the whole game today while you're playing is a bit weird? Does it feel differently?
It's a very specific request. No, at least not for me.
No, I haven't noticed anything either. No. A couple of people have reported ping issues, but from what we've been able to tell, that's been a easy fix with updating graphics drivers. For the most part.
FPS, yeah.
Why I asked you is because of the changes that were done to the waves and the trails that ship creates while moving.
Yes.
It feels
looks different.
Everything feels a lot more sluggish. I literally had to check my speed. It's like, am I going quarter speed or is something wrong? No, I'm going 36 knots. Jesus, I look slow. I don't know. The effects are making ships look slower for some reason, especially in destroyers. I've noticed this a lot in destroyers. Not that it looks wrong or anything, it just feels different.
Okay, gotta run.
I think Henri's gonna eat you here. But you could see him noticing your AP hits. And was like, I'm gonna have to angle against this.
Yeah.
He's like, my Citadel's about to get.
Oh no! Oh.
Ooh. And he's dodging your spread.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Must be running hydro here.
I do
Well
really
played.
like
Well
the
played
new
by the enemy team.
I do really like the new torpedo trails.
I think they're way too pale, like way too distinct from the rest. I can't really say that I've seen a torpedo in the real life. What kind of trail it leaves.
Yes.
Thank God for that. But
so guys, that's now your mission. Show us a real torpedo.
Yeah, it just feels just too white. Especially, I don't know. Have you seen any carrier gameplay? When you drop torpedoes,
no.
It's like somebody's taking what's the word? I can't remember the word. When you're in school, the thing that you write on the board.
Marker? Oh, chalk.
Chalk, yeah. That thing. It really looks like somebody take that and just all across the blue board. It's really distinctly white.
Okay, well, I have to have a look at that. Do you guys want to have a go at Asashio?
I was waiting for that.
But I will pick something else so we don't have only these.
Yes, I think that's probably a good idea.
Because that triggers me.
Yeah, especially Asashio is a tricky one. Let me. I just need quickly to build mine. Because I haven't got it set up yet. Actually, switch over to my screen so we can see that happening.
Then I will just quickly restart again because I still have my client in German.
Ah, okay.
So.
Joel, BG, and Jester, welcome aboard.
Should I go for smoke screen?
Junkie Family, welcome.
Right? Yes. What do you think?
What are you going for?
Smoke screen or aiming?
I would go for aiming. Can we make it that much of a difference?
No, it's fine.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. Okay, steering gear for sure, and detectability for double them.
Yes,
sure.
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell them.
So, what do you think? Have you played Asashio yet since the changes?
One game.
And?
140,000 damage.
Nice.
But the matchmaking was, I think, way too bizarre. They had triple Normandy and double Lyon, and that's it. Like 5 battleship tier 6 and 7, and I'm standing there in Asashio thinking, oh god, should I be looking forward to this or be like, fuck, I wish they were higher tiers so I can do more damage. It was really weird game.
Just rubbing your hands and waiting for those torps to hit. How do you feel about the improved gun performance?
Not sure what you mean by it though.
But it did get a faster turret traverse, right?
Oh, I think so. I haven't really been using that much guns on this thing before, so I haven't played only one game so far. Haven't really been using them now either that much because, you know, this DD just inspires you to really go on a battleship hunt and stick to it for as long as you can. And then you eliminate them, and then you're like, oh, well, now I guess I'm going to start shooting at cruisers.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I mean, it always depends on what you want to do, right? I mean, I'm a player, usually, I go in for the cap, even with the Asashio. It's just tempting to use that very good concealment.
Yeah.
But you cannot really pick the fight. I usually try to bully them out of the cap by simply being there and outspotting them, but you have to be ready to run. And yeah, if you can just use the torps to get one of these battleships in the background and just sailing in a straight line, it's always a good feeling. Sorry, so now I'm back with the English client. And we can go.
Right.
You can push the battle button.
You know, people scoff at the Japanese destroyer guns, but you know, one thing they might have a rate of fire, but they have really decent alpha a lot of the time.
If you play against a low HP target,
yeah,
then it's really nice. Then you can, I mean, if you know that you can take him out in like 2 salvos, then you can go for it because you will get the first spot. You will get to pick the fight, but you cannot really take in like a full HP DD. That's not something you should go for.
And it was this map that I actually played on, but now we're bottom tier, so hooray.
That just means we have more hit points to farm, right?
Exactly. That's why I was kind of feeling a bit triggered when I got into a triple Normandy, double Lyon matchmaking with Asashio. I was like, come on, where's all the Montanas and Yamatos?
Only five battleships though. We'll see. We shall see. I think we should stick together and do some of those really nasty spreads. Well, where do you want to go, Flambers?
Well,
Oh, damn it, I forgot flags, signal flags. Oh well.
the problem is they got double Z46. They don't have radars, but those Z46 are gonna bully us out of any cap.
Yeah.
And what people usually tend to do on this map is a lot of them tend to pile on C. Now, we can either pick C and try to torp them to the face, or we can maybe try to control B, and if they don't pile all on behind A and C, then we can just torp from the middle everywhere. But
Okay, I'll let you take point. If you want to try B, we can try. I mean, we've got like 12 guns between the two of us. So if we meet one of them-
I will try to back you up, but I will.
Oh yeah, we're
not
gonna have
push too
Kutuzov
much.
back
I
up
don't
as well.
It's just a problem if we get like, I don't know, if they hide behind the island, I'm not gonna be able to help you too much. Depends on from which angle they come.
welcome back, everybody. We are accompanied by Mr. Conway from WarGaming and Crysantos from WarGaming.
16-kilometer top range. 16-kilometer top range with torpedo acceleration.
Yes.
Which is pretty nasty. 72 knot torpedoes, 60 kilometers. They have had their detectability nerfed, so they do
From 7 to 900, if I recall.
I'm not sure what the.
Yeah, it should be. It should be like roughly 5 seconds. You have to react.
So battleships are not gonna. They're gonna. If they're not at all turning, they're probably gonna take them. Should we? I'm not quite ready yet, but we could try Alabama.
Mm. The only thing I'm afraid of is those Z46s. There's
Yes.
nothing we're gonna be able to do against them. They're just gonna smoke up Hydro and... Oh, here we go.
Is he here?
Well, somebody's in B.
Or Neptune?
Neptune is also here.
Oh, there he is. Z46. Should we take
Yep.
him or not?
I wouldn't pick the fight. Just keep them
Try...
spotted,
Oh,
maybe.
you already fired.
I'm not spotted. No.
Okay. Just... Let's see if he leaves.
Okay. Have you been spotted?
No, I'm gonna fire my torps on the Alabama now.
The Yugo must have been spotted. Okay.
Giving you some additional fire support here.
Okay, he left. He left.
He lost his engine.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try a punt at well, Bismarck and Alabama. They're about the same.
I'll see if I can trigger the damage control from the Alabama. So if your torpedoes hit, they hurt even more.
I can
already
already
on
see a
fire
battleship
once.
size gap. I can already see it. Maybe he takes one. Yeah, I think he's taking one on the face. He wasn't fast enough. Flooding, of course.
They repaired it.
Oh, well. Of course.
So that's gonna make his life very unenjoyable. Especially if one of your torpedoes
Hydro
hits.
radar.
I
Oh,
think-
Neptune!
Oh yes, he's
I'm
there.
being rushed by Neptune, apparently.
Well, can you say goodbye, Alabama?
Oof. Nice.
Okay.
Could
Let's
we
get
say
that
bye-bye
Neptune
Neptune by any chance?
Yeah.
What is this guy doing?
I think
What kind of strategy is
so
this?
much, but he really likes you.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye.
I just smoked out to Citadel him. That was a wasted smoke. Okay, should I dip it to B?
Yeah, we're going back.
If you want, you don't have to go back. If you want to cover me, I'll dip in.
Z46?
No, we can go together.
Oh, I hit the Montana twice.
Oh, the second Z46. He dodged mine.
Did you get a flooding?
Yes, Jaeger.
On the
we
Montana?
did.
Two.
Z20, Z39. Not impressed.
Can you believe
That's,
there's a Yamato? Oh, he's reversing already.
Just be careful for those Z46 torpedoes. Could fire them inside.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there they
he
are.
did.
Are you good?
Yeah. I was counting on this wreck if I need it.
I'm plane spotted. Go away, unfair plane.
Unfair play. Oh, what is that? That is a Hindenburg?
Oh, that left the cap.
Okay.
But we've got it. Come on, go away, plane. Oh no, it's the Yugumo. Uh-oh. Can we focus the Yugumo, please? Yugumo. He's gonna smoke here, I think, yeah.
I'm not sure he has smoke, though.
Well, either way, he's reversing.
No.
Oh, somebody showed him. Who's the boss?
Kutuzov, hello.
Got 2 pens
Goodbye.
on him.
Nice, he's down. That cost me most of my hit points, though. Let's see, I still have quite a few fishes in the water. But I think Yamato kept reversing.
He only wanted to push up the other rush, right?
Oh, Izumo!
Ah, something hit the Hindenburg really hard.
That wasn't me.
Torpedo hit on the Yamato, flooding, but he repaired, I think.
I only got 4 torpedo hits so far.
I got 2.
Oh, you got the B cap?
Yeah.
And I'm ready with a double volley again now.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
good we
need
shut down the
25.
Set 46s, so... Helps a lot.
What are we gonna fire it on, though? Oh! Oh, hello.
Sorry, I can't help you there.
Oh, looks like Yamato's moving forwards again. I can't help you either, he's behind the island.
Yeah, he's bugging away.
But I am fully intending making that Yamato pay. I'm going to build a torpedo wall and I'm going to make him pay for it.
Wow.
Huh?
Wrong nation.
Oh, I'm detected? No!
I think the Set 46 is gonna make you pay for it.
There's no more sounds to destroyers about Deepwater torpedoes, right?
Shouldn't be.
Okay.
These torpedoes look so nice, just on the wrong ship.
Yeah. Well, luckily, there are a few more where those came from.
Yeah. Ah,
So
see? Now you
Yamato,
encouraged
you
him
can
to
set
push
him on
in.
fire. He's gonna eat 2, I think.
Yeah, but I gotta stay alive right now. If I can. Hurt a lot.
Ah, well. Yeah, 90,000 damage. We capped. Could be worse.
Dodged all
He's
mine.
burning.
Maybe we get
Well, not spotted, so the Set 46 is pushing in.
torpedo hit on the Zumo behind. 2 torpedo hits. Montana as well. 3.
Okay, somebody from your stream, Frankie 4774, is asking if the French battleships are going to get any dispersion buffs. We're not planning any for now. I mean, we've released them live now. We do monitor stats, but we're going to wait for a while we collect live stats, and if we then see that adjustments are needed, we'll make them. But for now, we're quite happy with the way they're released. They don't have the most amazing dispersion, but they do have other redeeming features. So go try them out.
By the way, what happened to what was the second name that was proposed about the tier 10 rename? Why République, or however you pronounce it in French?
République.
Oof, jeez. République. Okay.
République. It's like an U.
Okay.
Mr. Conway going full French.
Really important to yeah, it's a German sound too. Why? So basically we talked it through with our historical consultants. So we have people, who specialize in these kind of things. And they actually said that, République would be the more realistic choice from the ones that we suggested.
I think for me it's always going to stay France.
Yeah, you can absolutely call it France, but bizarrely enough, the fact that France is not as much of a French name as République. which seems weird when you think about it, but
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense. Oh, nice kill on that Montana. Good work.
I didn't even notice how much damage I have. Where did all this come from? Damn.
No, I think Republik is a very fitting name.
A bit challenging for people to pronounce.
But I
Unlike
think
France.
that's maybe yes,
but
but
don't
this
make
is
it
the
too
thing,
easy, right?
right? This is the thing.
Is someone gonna take a tour?
Most people would have pronounced English or American fashion, whereas Republik, you can't really do that, right? You can call it
Yeah.
Republic, but you know, it's just it
You
feels
will
more
take
French.
Republican credits.
Like the hit on that Izumo with that way spotted torpedo as well.
Yeah.
And he's flooding, right?
It seems so.
Farming all of the damage. Nice.
Yeah, these things are just battleship killers. It's like the Death Star
Yes.
for BBs.
Quite unpleasant.
Yeah, Clooney, the new name, if you don't like it, I mean, it's always up to like personal preference, right? Which name you like more or like better. But I think Republik is gonna be a good, let's say, compromise.
There's an interesting question in my chat right now. Ask them why they didn't just call it La Baguette.
Wow, wow.
We work with French people.
They don't want to get.
how much they tolerate. Fun fact, right? We did use the hashtag Baguette Invasion on Facebook.
Yes, that was enough to trigger most of them.
You don't want to get murdered in your sleep. We understand.
Speaking of La Baguette, should we go play La Baguette?
Which one do you want?
Well,
He freak speed his way.
I freak speed my way to the.
Of course. I mean, of course.
I was saving my freak speed up for it, especially.
I'm just grinding from the bottom.
Well, I'll
I
just
have
tell
the
you
ones that I
one
get the
thing.
missions for.
I have Republike, and I have 2 million free XP left.
Yeah, like I have Republik and I have 780,000 left. So you know. Like,
Oh, the tier 10. Oh, okay.
I don't have, guys. You have to understand, right? I have 2 small children and a full-time job. Limited amount of time for grinding, so I gotta use, you know, the advantages I can get.
Okay.
I think this is my least favorite French battleship.
I'm definitely gonna go by the Alsace. That was my favorite in testing. I had games with the Alsace that were amazing. I had 220,000 damage, brawling and bullying Yamatos, and it was glorious.
That's interesting. My most favorite was definitely Lyon and Richelieu because of their uniqueness and still retaining power if played properly. And then Alsace felt like a bit of a letdown. It's like brawling with guns, a lot less AA because of it. And the dispersion is just bad, but unlike in the lower tiers where you don't really care, you just need hits and you will do pens. In the higher tiers, 380 mils you need to have, you know, broadsides if you want to do. It's like a Tirpitz. You don't just shoot people on the front. You need the broadsides if it's battleships. And terrible dispersion with not a lot of firepower in the guns just felt like a bit of a letdown. I don't know. I didn't have any monster games in Alsace, and I played like, I don't know, not a lot, like maybe 5, 6, 7 games so far. Just struggling to make it work.
Alsace was my favorite. I don't know. It was just something about that thing that it just punches really hard. But yeah, well, we'll see. Dog of War is asking. He's saying I haven't played any French ships. Do they come with retreating consumables? Sort of, right? They come with the speed boost. And I have had glorious games in the Richelieu where you just charge into a cap and then you like realize, oh, shit, I'm out of position, and then you just reverse back with your speed boost and do like 14 knots reverse.
Oh, you can do better than 14.
Oh, well, even more, while having all of your guns facing the enemy, and it really like it flummoxes many people. They can't deal with it, and then they just die one by one. It's good fun. Should get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the old France, the new La République. I'm going to call it France for few next weeks until I get used to the new name. But I enjoyed it. I know it's a kind of like an odd battleship in the line. But I really like the angle of the rear turret, the speed factor that comes with it, and well, the reload gives you the option to like take more shots, and you know, it's I don't know, it's a weird ship, but I like the pushing power of it, even though it can't go as crazy as other ships. But it has like you have to use it in a different way, and that was just a lot of fun for me. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Don't you feel that it needs a bit of a accuracy buff, considering it
I wouldn't have like. If you ask me, I wouldn't mind it being a little bit more accurate. But I did have really good games in that. So I'm simply not sure like whether it would be too strong with too much of an accurate salvo every 20 seconds. Because if you use Adrenaline Rush, you're going to be at 20 seconds or below in most cases. So I don't know, like I think that's something we will have a look at once the stats are a little bit stabilized after a few weeks and see like, does it need some additional love or is it fine the way it is? It's something we will have to do step by step, and I think
I guess so.
I get the dispersion comment, but I always feel like you need to get closer if it's too much of an issue.
Yeah, but then you're in a French battleship that doesn't take punishment very well, and you have 26 km. Those are contradictories that Gascogne and France are like two misfires in the whole French thing. Like, you want to make them unique, but there's nothing real. I mean, okay, one quad in the front, one quad in the back, but dispersion is just so bad, and the range is so huge. I'm not feeling it. It could be just me. I'm just not feeling it.
Okay, I'm firing on the western Montana.
Well, I'm waiting for the Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah, but with 20 seconds, right?
He's turning out again. He's just throwing me off with what he's doing.
With 20 seconds, you don't really need to. I feel like you can take those shots. So yeah, but Minotaur's out.
Come on,
guys,
you can do this.
Yeah, that is Turpet's dispersion. Oh my god, let's pray. Yep, ricochet.
I thought he would turn out. He's turning in. What
could that be a Minotaur?
Do they have range?
Oh, he's smoking.
I tried a blind shot. We'll see.
Citadel?
I'm disappointed in you guys.
No, I missed mine. Sorry.
Okay. But Gearing is on retreat.
Is the Division A player on the enemy?
He's chain firing.
Panzer
So I'm gonna try some more blind fire.
Panzer Knorke? Oh no.
I do see you get your comment about dispersion. Sometimes it's a bit,
Oh, come on.
Oh, did we really just lose you?
It's maybe another thing that some people might want to bring up. It's the balanced AP.
No, this is something we're working on. I just don't know when it's going to be fixed.
Oh boy.
I don't know, but the enemy team just had a better focus fire here with like 4 ships firing at me at the same time.
I hope I can turn out before the Montana Citadel's me.
Well, you need H44. H44 would be way too strong for anything we have at the game. You will have to live with the crew first for now.
Come on, rear gun, what the hell? Okay.
Montanas might be eating some torps here.
Yeah, Montanas are pushing me. I feel slightly outgunned.
It's fine. This is fine.
At least we out-reload them. Can you turn?
Turn where?
No, you can, well, like, away, but I guess it's too late for you. I turned early.
No, I mean, in this situation, you can't just kite away and hope that the Harikaze keeps your...
How the hell does one overpen do 6,500 damage?
Ooh, nice hit, though.
Well, I took out the second Montana's engine.
Yeah,
and he's broadside, so feast.
Yeah, if I could just hit properly. Yeah, pen for 0 damage, 2 overpens. Okay.
You know what? Come on, man mode. Let's push them. Speed boost, and let's just go straight at them. They won't see it coming.
I'm pretty sure that's a wrong phrase to put while we're brawling on 13 km, that they won't see it coming. But oh my god, Citadel on the nose? Like a tip of the ship.
This is one thing. This thing has the penetration of these shells is ridiculous. I mean, it has penetrating power for days. It doesn't have the overmatch, but it can deal with a lot better angles than other BB shells. I've actually found that it's better to wait until they give you a worse angle for you to actually be able to hit your shots.
Yeah, like Roma.
Okay, he can only angle against one of us.
Yeah, let's
I'm
finish
gonna
the
go right.
Knorke guy. I don't think he's gonna go for the angle though. I think he wants to
he's
ram
going.
me.
How did I just eat
Well,
these torpedoes?
because there's still that gearing that took me out. And launched torpedoes on you. But it's fine. You actually didn't lose that much health.
No. Took the war belt at least.
Okay, that didn't do anything. Nice.
Just watch out that he's not going for the ram.
No.
Hey, he
He's
can
most
only ram one of us,
definitely
and the
not.
other one's gonna sit below him.
Oh, he's,
Nice.
he's, a,
Well,
he's an active
thank
boy.
God that once
Yeah.
worked. For once.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the ship's actually like it has very redeeming features, and you can actually deal with a lot better angles than some of the other battleships. Just the pen on this AP is ridiculous.
Well, I gotta say, I'm gonna leave my impressions for not when I'm not playing with a Mr. Conway in the division. I've seen the firepower of his buttons, so. Tenacious, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the team, man. Much appreciated.
We should have like a big button on it.
Yes.
We just
Yeah.
do we hit it. We do
Need
something.
to request it.
Juan, please make it happen. We
Yeah.
want a big red button. It doesn't actually have to do anything, but it has to be there.
Yes, everything. We need everything.
Gearing. Oh,
And Snipchat, are we going to play clan battles tonight? No, but we are looking
Look
for
at that
the
dispersion.
next opportunity when we can actually play clan battles again. It was quite a fun experience last time.
it was, yes. Yes, and we still have that planned. We can sort of push it up a bit more. Plus, you know, I really enjoyed finishing all of those clan battles missions.
By the way, just as a little reminder, the
ship's not actually work in progress.
It is not work in progress
Alex,
anymore, if you
welcome.
wondered. We just forgot to push the button.
Yeah, I'd be very, very, even with a best Omni team, I'd be very, very concerned going up against you guys. You know, like, play a full division of guys with red buttons on their desks. Like,
Well, we
I
played-
wish it was like that.
We played with AAO last time.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Yeah, Mr. Conway, what are their thoughts about
Yes,
introducing
but we
multiple
lost the
types of
last match
Deepwater
against
torpedoes that have different
GSR.
target sets? Doesn't
GSR,
that
yeah.
confuse
Yeah,
the
it was
Yeah,
they played really well. It was, I think that's for me, the most interesting part about Warships is just
Do you mean a different?
super close matches that you have, and you know when you get to have that really
She
tight
repaired.
match where you just have to throw in everything, and each decision basically decides whether you're going to win or absolutely fail. I mean, that's what I also love about the entire competitive scene that you see in King of the Sea and so on. Just so interesting to watch, and on what level
Yeah.
these players are actually playing, and
It goes
every
so well,
decision
and then
is
there's
just-
that one torpedo.
Wow.
That's okay. That's okay.
You should have seen it, man.
I did see it when it was too
but
late.
us, right? You have to picture like the guys are commentating, but it was us sitting, you know, on our like commentators couches, right, with like a big screen TV in front of us, so we could watch the action, right?
Yeah.
And when you get hit by the torpedo, you could hear like a loud, audible gasp from both the two of us, as well as the technical guys in the background that were also watching. Everyone was like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
And to your absolute credit, like the team fought on so well for the rest of that
Yeah,
game.
they
It was
did, they
still
did.
bloody close, even with missing a like that early DD.
If by some chance, there was one part of was it El Dudasa or someone else? I can't remember. Who was trying to cap B the entire match. At one point, he was like 5 seconds away, and he decided that he won't risk and that he will leave. If you took maybe in the account that the travel of the shells is gonna be like at least 5, 6, 7 seconds, I'm thinking he might have actually kept B, and that could have imposed a huge problem for the enemy team, and that game could have went then either way. But it's just a quick process. You know, you have to make a decision super fast. Fuck, do I stay and risk and just get resetted and lose HP anyway? Or do I, you know, just leave and play safe? And they were trying to play as safe as possible, and it was super close. But yeah, almost. Even with that significant loss straight at the start, they almost fought it back. So it was very tense to watch.
Yeah, I absolutely. It's been one of my absolute most fun weekends working. We had so much good stuff to watch, and it was a pleasure seeing Warships played at that level.
Well, King of the Sea is still by far the most competitive mode or tournaments, however you want to put it, in the world of Warships now.
And we're really looking forward to the next iteration, which is already in planning.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of which, is there a chance that we might get something rather unique, rather new to the whole competitive scene, which is like super easy to do? You can leave the organizers. It can literally be a King of the Sea, tier 9.
What do you mean?
So far we had clan battles. Sorry, not clan battles.
So you just want to play King of the Sea at tier 9?
Yes. We had ranked, if you remember the first season, it was tier 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8, depending on which rank you were. And then we had tier 6 ranked, we had tier 7 ranked, we had tier 8 ranked, we had King of the Sea 8, we had King of the Sea 10, we had Clan Battles 10, no tier 9 so far. And I think there's some pretty interesting things to do with the tier 9s. Of course, you can always try and, you know, say, okay, Black and Missouri banned, fine. But there's still plenty of other things. I mean, it's an unexplored tier.
Yeah, I think it's worth a thought for sure. You should talk to the organizers about it as well. I don't know for the next one, but maybe
yeah,
I did introduce it for this one.
We can even pass this along when it comes to the regular competitive modes, like ranked, for example. Whether this would be an option, because I think it's, you know, it's, as you say, it's an unexplored territory, and why not try it?
It is the only tier that everybody is getting rid of. It is the only tier, unless it's a premium ship, that nobody really finds a use for keeping. This would make people maybe consider keeping tier 9s, because you're gonna keep tier 8s, of course. You're gonna keep your favorite tier 7s, maybe even tier 6. You're definitely gonna keep tier 10s, but tier 9s, just give me back my money so I can invest in another tier 10.
Yeah, that would be a thought. And I'll talk to that. I float the guys, the idea with the guys. Yeah, we can definitely think about it.
Yeah, that'd be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I do like the fact that tier 10, you know, especially following like a clan battle season, means everybody's very used to the ships and used to sort of the meta that it creates, even though, you know, carriers are of course not in, but yeah.
Yeah, for me it was really enjoyable to see the change of gameplay from tier 8 to tier 10. And actually I felt that tier 10 was more dynamic than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So might be interesting to see how tier 9 would play it.
It's going to be a little bit tricky, I think, with with the reward ships and with Musashi and no, maybe Musashi actually not. I don't know. We should definitely think about it.
Well, even with a Musashi, I mean, okay, he's gonna have the overmatch mechanic, but if you want to leave Musashi, you might want to leave Missouri. I don't know, but Missouri is there. Missouri for me, it's the biggest problem and Black, because they have that radar consumable, which you really want to leave just to cruisers. You want to exploit all classes. You want them to be really distinct in competitive gaming, and you can see how they're used properly or not. And that's the whole point of it, to see people being top in their class using their weaknesses and their strengths to their strengths. Yep. Missouri and Black are kind of breaking the boundaries. Musashi with the overmatch mechanic in tier 9, unlike anything else, of course, but that's and a bunch of HP. That's all it gets.
But it has. I guess it has its very distinct weaknesses.
Yes,
you know,
it does.
I I feel like it's worth exploring. Maybe not in King of the Sea, but maybe we can do like a smaller, like one weekend, like a rumble, like an invitational tournament or something at tier 9. To try it out and see how it goes. That might be interesting. Yeah. For sure. Shall we do another Asashio? I feel like thinking some more battleships, although I might quickly just put some flags on it.
You guys feel like a in a seal clubbing mood?
It's more Mr.Conway. I'm just going to try to.
No, it's like it's I think it's fair enough to show chat some of the work in progress stuff that we have to show when we have to show it.
I don't even need to ask them about T69.
Plus, I don't.
If it's not official, they won't tell you.
Destroyers, so it's a nice change of pace for me as well to give that a little bit of a go.
You know, the release dates are either public or they're not, so that would kind of be a waste.
I still
of a
have
question.
to, you know, I'm really enjoying right now, sort of stacking together Boney to get some ridiculous results. I really want to try out the
bonuses,
the special. I still have the Lunar New Year camo with the 700% free XP. Stack that together with all the other free XP flags, and then the Commander XP as well. Oh.
I can tell you the results right now. I tried.
Yeah, I saw you doing it in the stream. I want to do it as well. I had a game in my. I played a game in Missouri yesterday. Made 2 million credits.
Yeah, doable. I think with all the free XP buffs, I managed to go up to around 24,000 free XP and 21,000 regular XP.
Oh, nice.
And even on a defeat with 555% commander one, I did 40,000 commander XP, even on a defeat.
Nice.
If you stack all the, so yeah, I've been telling people, you know, if you want to buff, if you want to grind your commanders free experience, then you got to get these things. They're amazing.
Yeah. Well, I see some questions, by the way. Why did Steven Seagal got removed? It's a partnership, you know, some partnerships end. And, you know, you still got the captain. And still got the functions, just doesn't have the Stevenness about him anymore. Dog of War wants to know, is Arpeggio coming back? I'm afraid for Arpeggio, the answer is probably no.
Well, I mean, there's always an option to get it back at some point, but the partnership ended on the 31st December of 2016. Yeah. And unless we get that partnership back, this content is basically locked. That's why we try to give out as much as possible at the end of 2016, so you can have all of the content that we had available in that partnership. But with these things, we're usually bound by contracts how to use it. So unfortunately, this is not a thing we can offer right now. But maybe in the future, who knows? I mean, we're always looking into having interesting partnerships that offer additional content for you guys, also in a way that you like it and you can filter it out if you don't feel like using it.
Where are we going?
I haven't played this in.
Not you. You're a battleship. I mean, us sneaky people.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go on the left.
Okay,
we have a Yugumo, which can go for caps. So the two of us can just focus on slaughtering those 5 battleships. And one of their Kageros is, at least one of them is going to be in the caps, so.
Okay, well, we'll try it out. A question wants to know if there's any news on 4K resolution, so interface scaling. So this is something we know people are asking for, especially with, 4K becoming more popular. Hopefully, it's something we can address this year. I can't promise it yet, but it's on the list.
Yeah, don't expect it to come too soon, but we're going there step by step.
We're getting the feedback from you guys, and I'm seeing it, and we have people in the office who want to play in 4K. So, not me yet, unfortunately. I need to actually have the hardware first, and then the screen. But yeah. The game does look gorgeous in 4K, so I don't blame anyone wanting to do it.
One question though, when will the rendering engine get an improvement? Like, you probably know by now that the ship gets spotted and then you first see it on the minimap and it's already shooting at you and you can still see it and stuff like that. That is a significant feature in the game.
I don't know any dates.
No, didn't we talk about it? Solartavian said something.
I think it's being looked at, but I cannot give you any specific answer right now because I can't 100% remember what Octavian said about it. I mean, this whole rendering part is to make sure that players with not so great machine can still be able to be competitive with it. And I know that it can be annoying, so we're looking into how we can fix that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect anything anytime soon, but we know that the developers are aware of it. And,
I think it's a change that requires quite a lot of like behind-the-scenes sort of engine and dev and network code, netcode work.
I think you can find a lot of answers about that online. To be honest, about the NetEye operation, there's been bugs all over the place.
That North Carolina.
Yeah, if I were to fire at her now, I would have to fire at the island. So. Still waiting to get better angles and waiting for her to see what she's gonna do.
Yeah, let's hope the St. Louis doesn't push too much.
She's turning.
I really want. With the North Cal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I'm gonna give him a spread now. I won't go for my reload yet. I think we'll keep that for something more juicy. Is he turning all the way away? I don't know.
Feels like it.
Let's hope not, because then I won't hit him.
Yeah, I think he is.
Ah, god damn it. Oh, see, if he hard turns, he should eat a few.
Can you ask them if by any chance we get HD client models like in World of Tanks?
Our client models are already HD.
Yeah,
we never had this issue. World of Tanks, you know, it's an old game. It's been around for many years. 1 and 2, nice, 30k. It's been around for many years, so it's not something that we have had to struggle with because we made our ship models in HD for the first place. We actually made them in even higher resolution than they are available in game, much higher resolution. So it's something, I think if we need to make improvements we can, but you've already seen that we've gone back and redone rigging on a couple of ships, and so, you know, these are things we're already working on sort of bit by bit, but we don't need a complete HD overhaul. We have HD models.
Crysantos? That guy has got nowhere to go.
Yeah, I'm already...
Yeah. The next big thing in terms of graphical development, but this is not like in plan yet. I guess for us would be like upgrading to like 4K textures, but it's not really necessary yet.
But it's not the biggest player base when it comes to
help, Kagero. Why are my guns not firing?
It's well, besides the fact that you're too far, you're behind the island.
No, that's not what I mean. Like my guns literally just would not fire.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Now they're working again.
I think this St. Louis is like, I know you're here, little bugger. I'm gonna find you. I have a speed boost. You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it, but it's cooled down.
So I'm here.
He's getting way too close. Let me try my AP. 1K. Three pence, 700 damage. How does that even work? Matchmaking. What is wrong with matchmaking, guys? Well, people keep asking the same question in chat. I mean, I really don't know what you can say about that because matchmaking is better now than it was ever been. But one thing I am curious about, though, about the matchmaking, is one little detail. Is there any plans to make make matchmaking be able to distinct Chapaya from a Kutuzov? Because you're plenty of times you will end up in a team with 0 radars while the enemy team has plenty of them. Missouri from Iowa. You will have like 2 Iowas versus 2 Missouris, a Kutuzov versus Chapayev, and then that's really kind of not fair.
I think when it comes to splitting matchmaking up by radar is not planned for now. Yeah, but it's a feedback we provide the developers with quite often. Especially when it comes to like for random battles, it can of course be very harsh if you have like multiple radars on one side and only 1 or 0 on your side. I think where it's really interesting, or it has a lot of impact, is when it comes to competitive gameplay, especially in ranked, for example. So I don't think it's planned right now, but it's something that we have an eye on. But from the last information we had from Sub Octavian, this was not part of the list of things that matchmaking is going to be approved of right yet.
Not as far as I remember. Oh! Kagero!
This time I can help you. Oh, that's a shame. Got a fire on him? That would be a nice thing to address, I think. But it is what it is. Thank you, Calados, by the way. Yeah, it feels great. Finish him up.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. In between my and someone else's shells, a Moskwa gets it? Okay. Oh, this might hurt. Now, how about them double strikes? Anything like that? Maybe?
You gonna get one?
No? I don't know, we'll see. Am I gonna get any torpedo hits at all? Oh yeah, NC's going down.
It's looking pretty good. North Carolina, goodbye.
Yeah. Torpedoed something else on the left, but it wasn't enough apparently. I think.
I think it was the houses. I'm only at 5 hits.
Oh, somebody's flooding. Oh yeah, I did torpedo something.
Yeah, Alsace I think is flooding if you hit him.
Yes, yes.
And that's not gonna count as double strike, unfortunately.
No, not quite fast enough. That means there's only really the Montana left.
Oh shoot, I just realized. I think I'm in face of a Minotaur here. Yep. I'm dead.
Goodbye, Flavis.
Yeah. Took a look at the minimap and I was like, oh, that's what's
This is
hydroing me.
Chat, this is why you don't go close to the Minotaur with your little DD. Huh? Did you get away?
Yeah.
Wow.
What can I say? I've been shot at. Well, that's part of my profession, being shot at in ranked, in clan battles, in King of the Sea.
Well, I got 20k into it for the beaching.
As long as it's not that one torpedo, right?
Well, that one torpedo, you know, it happens every once in a while. For the rest of the battles, you're fine.
It does. It does, actually. Oh, shoot. I just realized. I fired at torpedoes somewhere on your right, Conway, for the incoming Montana, and then I realized, well, what about our Missouri and Alabama? Although I think you'll never reach on time, but...
No, we could. We see them.
Let them see your yesterday's Minotaur. Oh.
Well, this Montana is like, he's so dead. He's like complete. Look at this.
Only way you
Chris,
get double
look at
strike
this.
is both of your teammates pressing
he's gonna
magical
have
red
some fun.
buttons at the same time.
I don't even know why I fired the second spread. Well, I do know because I have nothing else to fire at.
Oh, the 20 HP. Oh yeah. Oh.
But if the first spread hadn't hit him, the second one would have killed him for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to paste that. Bubsy,
But I really
welcome.
like the looks of the confused cruisers
All
when
up,
they
welcome.
like see the Deepwater torpedoes pop up and they're like, oh my god! Then they start taking evasive maneuvers and then they don't get hit.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's really confusing when these deep water torpedoes come near you and you're like, oh no. Oh wait.
Wait, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, Kagero! There's a nest somewhere. Gun! Come on, gun! Oh, you're shitting me, gun. Kill! Oh, 177. No, I'm down.
I'm sorry, my servo didn't want to connect.
Yeah, I managed to hit him only a few times.
Right, I did 115,000.
Pretty happy.
How do you feel about that guy's name, though?
Pussy Destroyer 514. I have mixed feelings. Mixed feelings about him.
Especially when you get destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let me just screenshot that for purposes.
For purpose. Is it gonna be my fault now? Damn it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because we always need someone to blame.
Yes.
It'll basically be like, please choose a new nickname courtesy of Flampas.
Oh, great.
Yeah. But we can include maybe a link to your channel.
So he knows where to come and
please
curse,
go.
yes.
Please contact our extended customer support.
Oh, look at that. How much damage did you have? Oh, well, actually, in the experience, we're not that different.
Me?
Yeah?
I had 90k damage, but it was mostly on cruisers and DBs. So that's why. I know we were mostly up tiered, so that really helps with gaining that XP. And Jabas has a question.
I have a proposal for the next game, since you guys are so into Seal Club. How about we just take a triple Leon?
Okay.
How many guns would that be? Let's. My math is kind of playing with me here.
48 beautiful AP shells that look at you in a very evil way.
Yeah.
Well, Flabbers, I'm going to blame you for that. You know, I disapprove, but you made the suggestion, and you're the guest, so okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
So, chat, if you have any complaints about this, please direct it to our extended customer support agent, Flabbers.
Let me just find a capped.
So, Javars had a question about tutorials for new players in regards to when to fire AP and HE. Tutorials is a thing we really need to work on. We acknowledge that. When and where and how, I don't know. But it's something we're looking into. I mean, usually it's very nice that we have a lot of contributors who create a lot of, let's say, educational content that helps players who are interested. We also try to, for example, when the clan battles started, the first season, we actually implemented videos for players who did not know how to play clan battles. It was their first time, so there was actually a special window popping up and showing them one of our contributors' videos, how to actually, like, some interesting facts about the ships and how to play them, and hopefully we can improve that in the future. But the basic thing though is when it comes to players and players getting better is they need to want to get better. If a player doesn't want to get better, then you can throw everything at him and he will just go like, yeah, that's all nice and good, but I want to go here. So yeah.
We have a saying here. It's like when it has to do with religion, but it's really not important right now. But usually, you know, people go like, God, please help me. And there's a saying, help yourself and I'll help you. Which in the start, people are like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I don't need that. You know, you're gonna help me or what? It's like, if you want to be helped, you really must start helping yourself. You gotta start putting an effort and want to accept that you may not actually know everything. You might be doing something wrong.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the matchmaker with like 200. Like most of the people, I think, that are trying to play French battleships right now. I think playing some sneaky DDs right now is gonna be.
Yes.
You mean so like we just did?
That's the one thing when you really want to like improve your destroyer statistics.
Play
when
on
there's a
patch day.
battleship release, then you just play it. Just have some fun. You know, you're just countering the meta.
Yeah, I think I might have to take my kamikaze, the kamikaze and the Fujin out tonight.
Yeah. So there's a question from Strife. So I know I asked this many times, but I'm known that I'm not the only one. But why is there yet another ship to be earned, which is primarily earned through PvP? How do you mean that? Because I mean, if it's free XP, then you can earn it with any mode.
The difference is just in how
overall,
fast
like,
you're gonna get it. The difference is in just how fast you're willing to get it.
Yes, but
PV
you
is
also have to. That's
less.
something a player has to realize, that playing PvP is way harder than playing against bots. So of course the rewards scale with the risk you're basically taking. So if you want to get the maximum out of your time that you invest, then playing PvP is the way. Yeah. If you want to have an easier time and you just want to, like, especially when you're beginner, PvE might be a good way to just grasping like certain aspects of the game. Even though I'm convinced that after a certain tier, you should just play PvP, because that's when you get to fight the players who are much more experienced than you, and they know the game mechanics, and just seeing how they play, you can adapt and figure out when something works and when something doesn't work. So PvE is a nice way, and I think, for example, in operations, there's a very good way to actually grind and earn XP and credits and everything else. But yeah, go for PvP. That's where the action is at. PvE is always nice, especially if you like it a little bit more chilled out. But well, that's reward scale with the risk or the effort you have to put into it.
I did come across one question that I'll just rephrase a bit, because I already know the answer to his question, but is there maybe any plan, or would you consider introducing sort of a new mode or anything where we would have like nation battles? Like one team, you would have to queue up with ships from only one nation, in which you would basically come across like Germans versus Japanese, French versus Russians, or whatever.
So for like the way the game is balanced, that wouldn't really work in the way like with just random battles. I think if there's a chance to have that implemented, because like these realistic battles and nation versus nation battles, they have been
like
tested and tried
operations,
out in,
maybe.
for example, World of Tanks, and it didn't really work. It sounds like a really nice thing and really interesting, but the balancing behind it and to actually make it fun is not that easy. I think when it comes to operations, scenarios, and these aspects, I think this might be the way to actually do it in a fun and engaging way. We're still, like, you know, as you can see, we started last year with more and more PvE content and exploring this territory of, you know, more weather effects, minefields, and all of this stuff. That might be something for the future, and it's definitely something we always will be looking into, because that's, especially from a historical point of view, and you just that competition between nations, it's something that a lot of players want. We just have to find a decent way to actually make it work without, you know, having to feel like, oh, look, it's the Kriegsmarine, no chance, let's go home. So, this is something we want to avoid, and we're looking into how we can make that work. So I think that for like short-term future, I don't see it happening. Mid-term future, we might make that actually happen in some way or form.
Basically, what he proposed was like instead of clan battles, to make it like country battles. But I don't think people would actually be interested in swapping the clan battles for that. However, if you would make it into, doesn't have to be random, but it can be like team versus team, like let's say a sort of a team battle oriented, where you would put nations only without any particular balance or anything. You know, if people don't want to play a nation because they think it's weak, they're just not going to play it. It would just have to be sort of a mode, like per se team battles, where you would just, you know, if one guy picks Lexington, everybody else has to go USA, or you would just, you know, pre-state.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like we had, like in terms of like historical battles and stuff, we tried in World of Tanks, you know, having like, I don't know, like 15 T-34s face 2 Tigers or something, but it turned out nobody wanted to be the T-34.
I did play over 30,000 World of Tanks games. I have a lot of experience there, and if you want my personal opinion why historical battles failed, I can tell you, and I think it's relatively accurate. The thing that everybody was expecting at historical battles, and I was one of them very much looking forward to being on both sides, was what you just said. Like, let's have a couple of Tigers on one side, and let's have 15, 20 T-34s on the other. That never happened, unfortunately. There were 3 or 4 fixed matchmakings that happened, where on one side you had like stock Hellcats, you couldn't choose your own ammunition. You had Stewards and Shermans, and it was basically 12 USA versus 10 Germans. That was never gonna work. Like Hellcats and Shermans, tier 4s, 5s, 6 versus tier 8s and 7s, while Germans are defending and they have better tanks. I don't know what World of Tanks were trying to accomplish with that, but if they actually made what everybody was expecting, like put a couple of Tigers on one side and put a ton of T-34s on the other, if that exactly was what happened, I think it would have had a lot more success. But it just turned out that it was always It was just, the numbers were not correct. It was always like 12 versus 15, 10 versus 11, or something like that. The numbers were not fluctuating enough, like in reality would.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you can see, it's not that easy to balance, and it's something we would have to look into. Overall, I think the biggest issue when it comes to World of Warships is that you have certain nation traits that we have right now, and for example, one side having radar, the other side not having radar because of the way the nation is packed out. That would lead to unfair battles. So we would have to find a very good scaling for each of the, like, we have to define the power value of each ship and in what situations it would work and what situations it would just, like, you would need like 2 or 3 additional ships. So I think that's the biggest issue with that, finding a balance between the tools, the actual firepower, and how that would be played by different players.
But that would be left to the teams to decide. Like, are you willing to go that nation?
I think it's an option and it's something we can look into. But to get it right, there might be a lot of work involved, and then we'll have to check how many players would actually play it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but like, honestly, this it's always a very interesting idea, and it comes up a lot as a request when it comes to the historical aspect of the game. So feel free to, like, drop your suggestions. For you as a contributor, you know where to drop it, and as a player, if you have suggestions like this, always drop it on the forums. Especially in the current update section, because that's the place where we collect primarily most of the feedback. We also check out the other sections, but if you want to really make sure that we definitely read it, put it in there. We always check it every week and more often about what you guys are saying, and we'll try to pass along as much as we can. And if there's a really cool suggestion, we'll make sure to pass it along, and maybe the developers can take that and make something cool out of it. It's just that, especially when it comes to Warships, we have so much content also lined up and working on so many different things that it's very hard to actually squeeze something in short term. But it might be something that can be taken into account for, let's say, mid to long term development about...
That shot, sorry. I have to
Yeah, I see
apologize. I didn't even see him anymore. I just literally sprayed some random shells in that direction. Sorry. Continue.
No, I think I'm done with my super long speech about this.
Yeah, this is a bit of a pickle. How do we exploit this? What is in that smoke, by the way? Is it Fletcher?
No, it was a flint. Oh no,
No, right now, yeah.
Should be the Fletcher from the rate of fire.
Yeah, probably. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, the color is a bit awkward, isn't it?
16 guns and I missed him. Yeah, it will drop. I mean, it's a tier 9 and they're all running away.
One shell shatter,
I'll see what I can do about this Colorado.
Kind of tempted to go rush the Gneisenau and the Richelieu for torping.
Well, they're pushing around here. They're going to give us full broadsides. Oh, there's the Fletcher.
Yeah, they've already got loads of torps incoming. So I'm gonna push north into those battleships there.
Alright. See what I can support from here.
Fletcher torps, careful.
25,000. It's just mocked up, by the way. And he should have his next torpedo sub already.
Jesus Christ, I can't do any damage.
I'm not going too greedy here.
32 hits, 21,000 damage. Awesome.
Yeah, you get games like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's especially the case if you're up tiered, because then you just, like, this salvo now completely bounced.
Are you having any performance issues? Like super crazy FPS drops?
No, we've seen these reports, and from what we can tell, like a lot of times the solution is to actually update the graphics driver. So guys, if you experience that, try to check whether you have the latest graphics driver, and if you do and you still have these problems, please put it in our bug section so we can check with the developers. There's something else going on.
Yeah,
Most of the times it was just a graphics driver creating a
Oh, why is this Fletcher still here? God damn it, he's gonna torp me. He's gonna kill me with the torps, and I have to angle against.
Like, for instance, if you are looking at my stream right now, if I look from all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and the other way, like super fast, it's just freezing. It's mini freezes all the time.
You're going to counter torpedo. Well,
yeah, I would have been able to dodge his easily, but the Fletcher on the other side, not two at once. Ah well. But yeah, if you have the FPS drops and you feel like the graphics driver update doesn't work, drop some stuff in the CC Discord. You know, together with like a DX tag for your PC, etc., and we'll have a look at it. Because there's been a couple. I was talking to Fem yesterday when she was streaming, and she was really struggling as well. And I can see it dropping quite low.
Yeah, I mean, in general, guys, like if you encounter a bug, the best way you can make sure that we are able to fix it is to report it. And on the forums, we have a template where you can just put in all of the information to make it for us easier to fix it. And the more information we have, the faster it goes when it comes to the fix.
Yeah, this is really like, look at this. Just and the FPS won't show it. Okay, 28.
This should be a solid win for us, though. I really not sure what those two enemy cruisers up north are doing. I mean,
no idea.
They're chasing a Bismarck.
Yes, but why? Like,
why?
Why?
It's sometimes it's because players.
You're trying to imply logic here.
Yeah, and if you're chasing the Bismarck and you're shooting at his bum with the cruiser, why would you shoot AP?
No, he's here. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, turn.
I mean, they're gonna get the Bismarck, but yeah. Ah, nice shot there.
The question is, did he? Oh, he did.
Yeah, but we should be fine. I'm going to dodge this salvo. Not sure whether he got off a second one.
Yeah, I'm gambling a bit.
He launched it at me and I.
Crap. Yeah,
dancing with them.
Nasty air problem.
Strive? I don't think so. When it comes to the design of the how much unique design. How are you? Oh, nice. I got a Citadel. What is it? Oh, it's a Kaga.
Yeah. Well,
no,
he's auto-dropping.
No friendly
so...
torpedo. Oh god, they ran out. Thank god.
Strife, I think the reasons all those battleships look similar is because, you know, like historically people copied each other's designs, and there would have been a lot of maybe some design sharing even going on, but potentially just, you know, looking at something. Oh, look, these guys are doing that. Do you think that would work? And then building something similar.
Colorado.
Indeed. And Daddy of War, Daddy. Any dirt on the upcoming US cruiser split? Nothing new. But if you want to see some nice pictures and we'll get hyped a little bit, at least visually, then you can check out either our Facebook page or the development blog on Facebook, because all of the cruises have been shared there with the pictures. When it comes to the actual values, that's still not disclosed yet. The ones that you can see on the development blog are the old values. So as soon as we have more information, we'll make sure to keep you in the loop and put it on our social media channels.
I don't think this Colorado realizes that there's full speed on his ship. I don't think he's been using full speed for this entire game.
Well, maybe he thought
like,
well, I only can go 20 knots, so let's just go boat anyway.
Oh boy, here we go again. He's even moving, you know.
Yeah, the Cargo's doing a good job of not getting killed so far. But he's going for the Saint Louis, I think.
Turn towards me. I'm fully AA spec. He's actually going for the Saint Louis.
Yeah, interesting. No chance against defensive.
But he's
AA
auto-dropping all the time.
He actually hit one though.
Yep. Oh well, let's try to get rid of Martel, I guess.
Yep.
May our Jesus be with you.
39,000 damage after 16 minutes of game. Hasn't been with me so far. And he turns. Oh my god. I realize what I'm doing wrong now. At the end of the game. Great. I had it zoomed out. That's why I'm taking too much lead.
That deserved better.
I believe.
You need to believe more.
Can't believe you're at 100,000 damage. Finished.
Can you check out the questions in chat?
Yes.
Tennis, please repeat your question. We're playing and we try to answer as many questions as possible.
I'll have
Sometimes we just, we're trying to do everything at once. No, that would have been a perfect server, I'm sure.
I can't find your question, Tannis. Yeah, just, guys, if we ignore a question, just re-ask it.
Yeah. And it's not us ignoring it, it's us just not reading it at the right time.
Please, after a bottle of rum, my game seems to have motion blur. Can't find the button to deactivate it. Help, please. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I missed the question.
He had lots of rum, and now he can't deactivate motion blur.
Yes.
Oh, that's. Can you please report that in the bug section?
Yeah, send them the ticket.
Yeah.
Please do send a sample as well. So
I think the answer from developers would be
rum.
would be like don't take the rum, take vodka.
Yes.
Have you guys played the new operation?
Yes.
Yes.
We did in the German stream. We did 2 5-star runs.
Ooh, I haven't even tried it yet.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Lyon. Do you want to let me make you? How did you leave the division?
Did I?
Looks like
yes, I did. Holy!
I think he's running.
Oops.
Maybe he doesn't like us.
Yeah.
Look, Flambas, we'll do it this way, right? I'm going to invite you, right? Then we're going to make you boss, and then you can invite viewers to join us.
Yeah. Well,
while I set up my Lyon.
The fastest are, first come, first served, I guess. Send me in-game message, boys.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
I'll just make it easy. I'll just take the Atlanta and Daka. Yeah, Data. Couldn't the Lyon have more guns? You feel like 16 isn't enough? Yes, in the 7.3 update, we're actually planning to put 2 additional turrets on each of the gun turrets. So we have, in total, we should be then at 24. And I think that's
2
good
additional
enough.
turrets on each gun turret.
20, it's 26 then actually. No, it should be 24.
Math, we've been
no,
through
it's
this
24.
today, right?
So then we should have enough turrets because you're right. 16 is not enough. We can always go for more. And then we'll actually turn it into a Soviet battleship. We do it like with the Ochotnik. We put a little bit of extra ship on the butt of it, and that's the place where additional turrets can be placed.
Here we go. First information regarding the Russian battleships. They're gonna have like 30 guns.
Exactly. Imperator Lyon on tier 4. 24 turrets.
Don't forget, you can always fit turrets sideways on the conning tower.
No, that's where the torpedo launchers are at. The
oh, okay, it makes sense.
So I hope that answered your question. Evil friend, can you get a Crysantos ship captain, please? Also, Mr.Conway as well. We can maybe go for the twin captains, but we'll have to actually convince the devs.
We'll do it this way, right? You guys, please all go right now to the forum, like 200 of you. Submit this as a suggestion, and we'll have something.
And put it on Reddit and upvote it.
Yes. So if we get enough upvotes, maybe we can make them do it. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I think then I can just I can stop working.
I think my Dunkirk captain is now going to move to Lyon.
How am I even able? Yeah, how am I even able to click that? What the hell? Really? How does that even work? Okay.
Please answer the question of Tannis. World of Warships, do you know the mod monster markers? It shows your teammates if they use the consumable and it is not banned. Is there a chance to add it to game? It is very helpful if you can see if a teammate is already running radar or hydro. So, we know the mod. We didn't specifically ban it because of the function that it provides, but because of how it provides this function, right? The reason we banned a few mods is because of the way they access the game. and that can be used also for more nefarious purposes. So we had to just basically say like a few sections of the client are off limits to mods, and if you use them, if your mods access them, we will notice and we'll ban you. So we had to kill monster markers that way. There is a possibility that they can find a way to display the information without access to these parts of the client, but it's not sure. It's something we're aware of, and we have already implemented quite a few sort of modifications into the game. So maybe in future, but I haven't heard anything specific.
Oh, it comes to this, no.
I think it would be great having the information, from your teammates, to promote team play as well. But yeah, we'll have to see.
So,
yeah, Tanis, it was just like not ignoring it purposefully.
Yes.
Where do we go? Muzzlemon, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the
I
team.
think we push the W button. No, basically we just stay. You see the Rouen, the Richelieu.
Mm-hmm.
Stay close to it and duck everything.
Yes.
That's
And
pretty.
it's Wiebelsense, who was playing with us earlier today in the operation, is asking, will it be possible to buy consumables for stock? You have no benefit on discount if you still have some left. I understand where this is coming from, but the way the Warships economy is built, it's not built like World of Tanks where you can stock up. So if we would allow that, we would have to actually change economy values because, we try to keep it in a certain balance that it works in like the best way for everybody, the players and the company. And this is simply not something we can do at this point. At least with the way the economy works at the moment.
So the designated sex, so we're going on the right?
We're just moving into
The storm looks so epic from a distance. If you just turn off interface for a second and just have a look at it, just turn off interface.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Looks
like that.
scary.
It does. 100% dispersion for everything that's inside this. So if you're shooting at something that's inside, you get 100% dispersion bonus.
What?
A debuff, yeah.
Okay.
But if you're inside the storm, shooting at something that's outside the storm, it doesn't affect you.
That's interesting.
I
Yeah,
think
this
it would
is,
be really interesting in random battles. But that's why one of the reasons we're having it here so that we can test it.
Exactly.
That would be the most OP smoke ever.
No, you can still see stuff. It's just hard to hit it. And by the way,
that looks weird.
If you're in the storm, you only have a 5-second debuff after firing to your visibility.
My whole screen turns blue as hell when I'm
Yeah,
looking
that's
towards
basically
it.
the storm look at the moment.
Yeah,
Because
it gets. I think it's
trying to
it's
zoom
better when you get a bit closer. But yeah.
Yeah, because you have to. You can lower your reticle. But if you're having to shoot at the distance, everything's just bluish.
Yeah, that's basically. I think it's just the storm front the way it's supposed to look like. Could use a little bit of refinement. I agree. But overall, like these operations are a really good way of like testing new features and additions to the game, like weather effects.
How many Atlantis are in our division? 2.
What I'm curious about is, are we ever gonna get a stormy sea? Like you're gonna have waves and your ship is gonna be going up and down, and if it goes too much up or wiggles on one part, you won't be able to shoot your guns and stuff.
So look, we don't necessarily want the weather to like provide so much gameplay changes that it becomes counterintuitive and something you have to basically fight. The problem that we have is a limitation of the engine. Right now, the water does look like it has waves and stuff, but it doesn't. The water is, for all intents and purposes, for the game, it's a flat surface, completely flat, and all of the motion of the ship is just motion of the ship. So it would be really cool to have like waves physically interacting with the ships, but it requires like it's not easy.
Yes, it's also the way it would make I think the gameplay as is quite difficult and sometimes frustrating if you have like a salvo and then there's just a wave pushing that ship up.
Yeah.
And suddenly your entire salvo is just completely gone, and how would it affect torpedoes and so on. So it's a very interesting concept. We're definitely looking at weather effects and also like waves. Could that be a thing? But it's very difficult to implement in a way that wouldn't piss you off completely.
Yeah, and also just from a programming perspective, and having it work with the same systems that we have. So I think we would like to, but yeah, it's tough.
Alright, so maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like long term.
I mean, we plan to have this game for a very, very long time, and
That's good to hear.
there's a lot of things that can happen that we are looking into. It's just going to take us quite some time to implement it in a way that we are sure it will be fun.
One other question that I was wondering basically ever since the beginning of this game. Are there any hopes or plans to make this like World of Tanks did with the ESL and pro gaming and everything?
Well, let me put it this way: the way World of Tanks worked when it comes to esports didn't really work out. That's why the WGL is currently being reworked. And I think the way Warships went with the community-driven aspect, we'll have to see where it actually leads us to.
Yeah, we're basically letting the community decide how much they want. Right now, there's a lot of interest, and we are willing to do more and more support for King of the Sea, especially since, as an example, especially since the interest is peaking. We can see there are more viewers, people want to watch it, everybody's enjoying it. So we're definitely going to have more of that. But I don't think there would be any benefit really to like going try hard esports on it. I think this is something that needs to evolve, and I think we can look at scaling rewards, and we can maybe look at doing some offline stuff for finals in the future. But the problem is, it's like the team sizes are quite large, so it's a huge logistical thing as well. It's a huge cost involved with it. And the question is ultimately, does it bring much of a benefit even to the format? I think, from my perspective, I think we're better off, investing in like having really nice offline casts, like we did this time with Flamo and Iso from The Office. Maybe inviting some more guests or different people to join us for that. But I think because of the size of the teams and everything, people will have to play from home.
Yeah, and I think that first of all we need to take a look at how clan battles are going to evolve, how many players actually going to be involved in the competitive scene. And I think that this is something that, at least from our point of view, and with the biggest fans and supporters of the competitive scene in Warships, it has to grow naturally. And then we can see what makes sense. And like, for example, if events like King of the Sea just keep growing, there's more and more interest, it's just going to be a natural evolution of what we can do with it. And I think that's the way for now. I think just trying to turn it into something esport-ish artificially, I don't think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, okay, so in other words, if it grows more success, maybe. If it doesn't, then no.
Well, it depends. What do you define as a proper what's your criteria for calling it a proper esport or not?
Well, personally, you have people being invited to an event where they play face to face and they all have equal terms. So you are 100% sure there's no cheats, no something weird happening, that everybody's playing with the same everything. Naturally, there's, usually there's money involved for people who win, and everything is being live casted, and I don't know, like a championship.
Okay. I mean, this is something that is doable at a certain point, and I think that's just going to keep scaling up. And I mean, this is especially at the point of having a spectator mode, a caster mode, being able to provide better client experience in general. For example, how to trace what players are using and so on. All of these aspects is something that I think is just going to come over time, with more and more of this competitive aspect being part of the I'll just call it Warships experience, where a lot of players actually part of clans. They want to see this, they want to participate, and then that's just going to grow over time, because then our developers are going to see hey, okay, we need these and these things to make that happen in the way that makes the most sense and it's the most enjoyable to watch. And then when it comes to prize pools, I think they've been growing quite a bit when it comes to in-game stuff that we were able to offer, and the more interest it generates, the easier it makes it for us to also get better prize pools. So I think this is just, I would say it's a matter of time if competitive keeps growing as it is.
Yeah,
that's
I
nice.
think we never, like, there was never, I think, much of an intention from devs to like turn it into an esport. And all of the sort of tournament success and all of the stuff that we've done so far is because there was, been that interest and that buy-in as well from the community to help organize it. Because like, we couldn't run King of the Sea without the admins and the adjudicators, because we don't have enough people, right? It requires quite a lot of people on the day to do this, especially when there's no like tournament organization system like from a software standpoint ready yet. But these are all tools that we can and probably will be developing to make it easier in the future. So that should help. Give it time, I think.
Yeah, I was just wondering if, you guys are just a blockade. No, we're not interested in that. Or
no.
is it, if it grows, yeah.
It's the devs, they're players. They watch, they play, they see. If something's popular, then definitely they're going to be interested in making it bigger. And I don't like. If you look at it from an outside perspective, I think World of Warships doesn't seem like a very good game for esports or for competitive. But I, like having helped run basically all of the EQU tournaments from outside, I completely disagree. Like, the gameplay has been getting consistently better, the level of players has been getting consistently better, and you can see how consistent results are as well in World of Warships, right? With just taking a look at Omni, how much success they've had, right? There's very little to no RNG involved. It's all down to player skill, and that's constantly evolving, so it's really, really good to see.
Well, you're always trying to bring the RNG down to a bare minimum, so, you don't have to count on luck. It's what the most experienced players are always going to try to do, count out all the gambling points out and go for as much certainty as you can, because certainty is, if you're skillful, that's where you're, well, that's what you can count on your own skill, not on the random number generator.
Yeah, and Warships, I think it has been very consistent that way. I don't know if you agree, but I find that it's been very consistent, very little amount of RNG in the results.
Yeah, well, one of the most how do we call it, concerning things, which is detonation, it can always be neutralized with flags. There's always gonna be, God, I hit him 100 times, I can't get any fire, he hits me every time, he gets double fire. That's seriously bringing the balance of the match to a question, of course, but it can be altered. Not everybody on one team is gonna have super bad RNG, and not everybody on one team is gonna have super awesome RNG, and that's why you won or lost. So
detonation, but Daddy of War, there's a
probably
signal flag, right, that prevents detonation to 100%. And if you don't mount that in competitive, to be honest, you don't belong in competitive. And you saw that in the first rounds of King of the Sea. There were a couple of hilarious clips of, like 2 detonations in a row, and everybody was just looking at that and going like, oh yeah, so much RNG. But no, it's just those people failed to use the signal flags that don't even get consumed in the training room, and just mount them to prevent that. And if you don't do that, then you're clearly less competitive than the other people. You're going to lose. Otherwise, I agree. Detonations would be complete, huge issue for competitive, but they don't exist in competitive.
Believe it or not, I have a pussy destroyer in my chat asking me, do I actually have to change my name now? Can I keep it, please? I kind of like it.
No, it's dude, like, it's not like a terrible name or anything, right? But you know, like it kind of breaks the rules. You can't be called Pussy Destroyer. You got caught being called Pussy Destroyer on stream. Blame Flambas. Because he's
Damn it!
I would have never noticed. But look, the procedure is quite painless. Your nickname is just going to change. You're going to be called renamed user so and so, and then you can just message support and choose a new name for free.
And please don't call yourself Destroyer of Pussies, because that's just like,
not gonna. Nothing personal, right? I mean, you know, you can destroy whatever you want in your free time. But while you're playing with Warships, you can call yourself Destroyer of Zeppelin or something.
Turn away, sorry, Belfast.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry. It was never my intention. Oh, that is pretty hilarious, though.
But yeah, like I think it's Flambas's fault. So.
Nice commercial.
Well, what can I say? Like, you're the one who said, "Oh, you noted the guy's nickname." Well, I did, yes. It's fine. He's gonna survive. The world.
Yeah, I mean,
turning.
it's just a rename.
You know, other people have to pay money for a nickname change. He's gonna get it for free.
Well, when you put it like that, you make it sound so good, but
Look,
I'm not sure he would agree.
Courtesy of Flambas.
Oh yeah, make sure you leave him a message with that.
I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You know, it's just the way I am.
Mr. The Bones, 2 months, much appreciated, man.
Glorious farming of broadside. If only that this was what it was like in. Well, it is like in some Gundam games, but not all.
Oh, actually, survive.
That's a good suggestion.
Sorry, we need to focus down the Zeppelin, otherwise we won't have 5 stars, and the mission's going to finish in a second when the battleships are off the field.
That's a good suggestion. How about a pussycat destroyer?
Look, I would suggest you can have this conversation with customer support, right? And they'll let you know what to do with that idea, if it's okay or not.
Pretty clever idea, though.
Can we really, like, if we don't focus down this graph Zeppelin?
I'm trying, but I'm down. We lost quite a few forces on this run.
Again, I think we should just blame Flambas.
Oh, look at that dispersion. Wow.
Oh yeah, I got the hipper. You have Zeppelin, come on, you can get him.
You can switch the camera to mine if you want. Come on, get the Zeppelin, get him!
Can you do it? Ah, the Flint got it.
Nice.
Flamo has this wonderful kind of a niche that every time we're playing clan battles, you know, we are streaming it and it's unmuted, but every time the game ends, we mute the stream so we can discuss in private. And then at certain point, you have to unmute. And it absolutely doesn't matter what we were talking about or what we were doing. The second we unmute, he says, yes, we can all agree it's Flambas' fault. It's like every single time.
I think that's a very good tradition.
Yes, 5 stars, there we go.
Easy.
Which, if you don't know yet, guys, will get you 2 containers that have French collection items, plus probably some French camos, and also 300 doubloons. So, go play Operation Hermes. Good fun. Lots of DACA and free stuff.
Yes. And I think
it's
starting
pretty
tomorrow there's going to be special missions for the operation, so there's some additional replayability for the operation if you already got 5 stars, where you can earn some extra stuff. So check that out. It's all in the beautiful March overview that is on the portal.
Nice.
So yeah, overall, I think March is going to have a lot of content for you guys. So check it out. Please give us some additional feedback for that, and look at what you have here. You just want to show this beautiful ship in the background, huh?
Yes.
Yes. Because I think that's going to be it.
Yeah,
from us,
4
right?
hours of streaming.
Yes.
It was good fun.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I hope everybody had lots of fun, both on Flambas' channel and on our channel. We are going to leave our guys with you when we go. Are you going to keep streaming?
Probably.
Okay.
Well, now you have to.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a pleasure. Good games.
Likewise.
And to all of you watching, we are going to be back next week at 6 o'clock with a regular English World of Warships stream featuring probably myself and possibly this guy.
Oh, by the way, before you leave, my chat implied me to make you an invite to, if you guys ever feel like have time or want to, you can join the Sunday Fun Day. We can try to organize you as a VIPs, if that would be, you know, something of your interest.
We have to think about it. For me, it's going to be a bit. What you're doing it later. It's for me. I have to negotiate with the missus.
Yes, of course. It is entirely up to you.
I mean, that's a regular activity, and we'll figure out a date where we can do that. Yeah, we'll just have to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with something. But yeah, let us know when, and we'll see what we can do. Yep. Otherwise, Evil Friend says, "How can you call doing this work?" It's like, it's
you know, it's the fun. It's the really really fun part of the job.
It's not too bad sometimes, is it? It's not too bad. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you next week, 6 o'clock CET. There's going to be a stream on Monday, which I believe is going to be German for those of you who swing that way. Yeah, go follow Flambus at twitch.tv/Flambus. We are going to host him momentarily, so you will see his channel if you haven't yet. Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, Flambus. Bye bye.
Disconnected.
Ah, boys.